Well everyone, it's time to do the next Pacifist free play run. After attempting to beat LEGO Star Wars as a pacifist in free play, the next game on our list is Indiana Jones. This means I can play as whoever I like from this roster of characters. So, can you beat LEGO Indiana Jones as a pacifist in free play? Before I start, the rules go as the following. You are not allowed to kill avoidable enemies. If you kill an avoidable enemy, you have to restart the level. If you defeat an unavoidable enemy, you can't do much but add it to the list. Bosses will be added to the list if their life bar depletes to 0 hearts. Bosses will only be counted once per level. No extras allowed. Drop in, drop out co-op is allowed. You are allowed to do glitches if you're able to. Oh, and like last time, I will only be covering rooms where the kill count has changed. So if you want the full summary of all of the levels, then check out my story mode video. And also, make sure to check out my fixing mistakes video to get the updated list. The links to these videos will be in the description. Okay, let's get started. In level 1-1, you don't kill a single enemy whatsoever, much like in story mode. In level 1-2, you still have to defeat Major Todd and the Sherpa Gunner. So no, you can't beat LEGO Indiana Jones as a pacifist in free play. But let's look at the rest of the levels. In level 1-3, you do not have to kill an enemy officer to get this door open, since you're in free play and will have an officer in your roster. In level 1-4, you don't have to kill this red snake since you can beat anyone else but Indy. You also have to kill the green big snake later on, unless you do the glitch to skip this fight. In which case, you don't have to kill a single enemy whatsoever, much like in story mode. Oh, earlier when I was playing this level, Willie's hair freaked out. In level 1-5, much like in 1-3, you do not have to kill an enemy officer to get this gate open, since you can switch to one in free play. You'll still have to defeat the boxer later on in this level. In level 1-6, you still have to defeat Belloc. In this movie, we defeated one Major Todd, one Sherpa Gunner, one big green snake, not if you glitch, one enemy boxer, and one Belloc. The overall total is 5 enemies, or 4 if you glitch. This movie's difference is either 3 or 2 enemies. In level 2-1, you don't kill a single enemy whatsoever, much like in story mode. In level 2-2, a minimum of 2 red snakes will get run over by the elephant. In level 2-3, you do not have to kill a Thuggy Acolyte to get his hat for the Kali Ma statue, since you'll have a Thuggy character in your roster. You'll still have to kill Chatter Lao. In level 2-4, you still have to kill the Thuggy Slave Driver. In level 2-5, you don't kill a single enemy whatsoever, much like in story mode. In level 2-6, much like in 2-3, you don't need to kill a Thuggy Acolyte, since you'll have a Thuggy character in your roster. You'll still have to kill the 16 Thuggies in Mola Ram. In this movie, we defeated 2 red snakes, 1 Chatter Lao, 1 Thuggy Slave Driver, 16 Thuggies, and Mola Ram. This movie's total is 21 enemies, which brings the overall total to 26 enemies, or 25 if you glitch. This movie's difference is 2 enemies. In level 3-1, you still have to defeat Chasm. At level 3-2, you don't have to kill an enemy officer or the enemy radio operator, since you'll have an officer and an explosive character in your roster to blow up the radio tower and use the window. In level 3-3, much like in the previous level, you don't have to kill the enemy officers to get their hat to knock on the windows, since you'll have an officer in your roster. You also do not have to kill the 5 enemy guards, since you'll have a bazooka character in your roster. In level 3-4, you still have to kill the pilot using the seagulls on the beach. In level 3-5, you still have to defeat Vogel's tank, unless you do the glitch to skip that fight, in which case you don't have to defeat his tank. However, you'll still have to defeat Vogel at the end. And no, you can't make Vogel fall off like the enemy soldiers, since he'll just jump back up. In level 3-6, you do not have to kill a single enemy whatsoever, much like in story mode. In this movie, we defeated 1 chasm, 1 enemy pilot, 1 tank, none if you glitch, and 1 Vogel in white. This movie's total is 4 enemies, or 3 if you glitch, which brings the overall total to 30 enemies, or 28 if you glitch. This movie's difference is 9 enemies either way. In story mode, you had to defeat 44 enemies, or 41 if you glitch. So the overall difference between story and free play is 14 or 13 enemies. Also in story mode, there were 20 or 18 types of enemies you had to defeat. And in free play, there are 14 or 12 types of enemies you had to defeat. So the difference between this is 6 enemies either way. Well, this is the end of the LEGO Indiana Jones free play pacifist run. I'll see you next time in the possibly very short LEGO Batman run. Alright, peace out.